Okay, today we're going to be looking at lines of symmetry. I'm on my final page for my table of contents, so I'm going to put lines of symmetry, and I'm on page 125. Okay, so let's write our objective. So today I will determine lines of symmetry. So let's define what symmetry is. And it's the imaginary line where you could fold the image and have both halves match exactly. So here are some examples. So let's say you have a heart. A heart can be folded in one way where it matches up perfectly. You can fold a heart in half. So if this is my line of symmetry that I drew, if you folded that heart in half, it would match up perfectly. So a heart has one line of symmetry. Okay, let's look at a rectangle. A rectangle can be folded in half long ways, and it can also be folded in half this way. So a rectangle has two lines of symmetry. So this dotted line is my line of symmetry. I'm just kind of pretending that's like my pretend fold. So you can fold a rectangle in half this way, or you can fold a rectangle in half that way, and it would line up and match exactly. And then we have a square, which has a lot of lines of symmetry. Most shapes do have lines of symmetry, only trapezoids don't have any lines of symmetry. So a square has a ton. So you can fold it in half this way. You can fold it in half this way. So that's two lines of symmetry. And then you can even fold it from corner to corner. Like sometimes you do it with origami. You can take these two corners and they'll fold up because these are all the same length. You can't do that with a rectangle because the sides aren't the same length, but since a square has four congruent sides, you can fold it corner to corner. So I can fold it this way to make like a triangle, and I can fold it this way to make a triangle. So a square has 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of symmetry. Okay, and I'm just going to make a little note that there may be more than one line of symmetry. And then let's look at some non-examples. So let's say you take a heart and you're like, oh, I know a heart has one, but instead of going down the middle, you try to split it across. Well, that wouldn't work because this will not match up with that. This would kind of hang over. So that's a no. a triangle, you could split a triangle down the middle, but you could not do it this way. So that wouldn't work, because when you fold it, that peak would not match here. You could do it this way, down the center, but you couldn't split it that way. And then, I don't know, let's say you have just like a random shape. And you try to split it, I don't know, here. That definitely wouldn't work, because those are definitely not even signs that would not match up. So the only steps you have for this is you're pretty much given a shape, and they will say how many lines of symmetry does this shape have. And what you're going to do is try to figure it out. You're going to draw some lines and think, if I folded this on this line, would it give me a symmetrical line? So that's pretty much all our steps are. Pretty simple. So all they are is draw a line through the figure. Step 2, determine if shape is same on both sides of the line. So for here, for example, for your heart, you could look and think, okay, yes, when I put this down the middle, both sides are the same. You can go over here. Yep, both sides are the same, both sides are the same. But if you go here, and you draw the line, you'd be like, oh no, that's definitely not the same. Or if you go here, like, oh, nope, that's definitely not the same. So that's pretty much all you're determining once you draw your line. And then 3 is, okay, so let's look at some examples. So let's say that we have a triangle. And it says, determine if this figure has a line of symmetry. If it does, draw in the lines of symmetry. Okay, so let's take a look. We know that we can't split in half this way because not all the sides are equal. This side is not the same as that. We can split it down the center. So it has at least one line of symmetry. And then if you're thinking of this as like a paper airplane kind of deal, if you were going to fold it into that, you could take this and it would be symmetrical, right? Give or take. Obviously, I'm not great at drawing my triangle. And then you can also do it to this other point. Right? So let's just check. If I folded this down the middle, are both sides matching up? Yes. If I fold it this way, yes, give or take. Obviously my triangle is a little messy, but it would fold up if you were folding it like a paper airplane. And then from the other side, you could do the same thing. So I think it helps putting like your pencil there, especially when you're doing it on the screen with the S back. I think actually having your pencil and kind of covering it will be really helpful to actually visually see that. At least it does for me. So this figure has 3 lines. Of symmetry. Okay, then what about this one? Okay, so let's look. Can I split it this way? No, because this one like has like kind of like a rooftop thing, so that wouldn't work. But essentially what I did is I continued to try to fold it in half using my pencil or my pen. And so this way did not work because this dip is really throwing us off. If it was more of a straight line, it would be a rectangle and it would have lines of symmetry, but that dip really throws us off and it makes it uneven. So none of these ways can be split in half evenly. So I just put that there's no lines of symmetry for this type, which is a trapezoid. Trapezoids do not have any lines of symmetry, which is what this is. Okay, you're not gonna have any practice problems. Tomorrow we'll just come in and practice splitting some images apart, okay?